Hi guys, today I will be starting my playthrough of King's Quest II, Romancing the Stones. This is the AGDI remake of the original King's Quest II, which was Romancing the Throne. It's not exactly like the first King's Quest where it was like exactly the same puzzle-wise with just better graphics and voices and stuff. It does have better graphics, voices, better music, but it also is kind of a complete revamp of the storyline because the King's Quest II storyline was kind of the weakest of the bunch. There wasn't a lot of cohesion, a lot of the puzzles just made no sense at all, and so they've kind of revamped it all, made better connections, given some of the characters a lot more backstory stuff to do, and it's just a much better game in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get started. Poor Graham looks bored.
Your Majesty. King Graham?
Oh, yes, Minister,
Gervain, sire.
Of course. My apologies, Gervain.
Not necessary, Your Majesty. After all, I've been your security and defense minister for but a short while.
Yes. Where did you say you were from again?
Just some small, insignificant land to the far south. Pales greatly in comparison to your realm, my lord.
Ah, do you have something to report?
As a matter of fact, my liege, there's a small concern regarding the duty shifts of some of the castle guards and of the countryside patrols. Also, we are expecting our armed entourage from our nearest neighbor to return within the week. And there is the matter of an alliance with... My liege?
Focus, Graham.
My apologies again, Minister Gervain. Please, continue.
Yes. As I was saying, there is the matter of an alliance with Hesperia. They've become a strong nation now, and it may be prudent to show our willingness to support them, lest they decide we are more of a hindrance than a help.
Does the king there have any daughters who've come of age?
I do not believe so, sire. As for the security arrangements for the royal ball held last week, I do believe the evening went by very smoothly. I dare say just about every princess in this region attended, and not one lost slipper, to coin a phrase.
Ugh, please, do not remind me.
Indeed, they were none too fetching. Would you like me to go over your plans for today, my lord? Very well.
Oh, forgive me once again. I am afraid that my mind wanders much these days. I wonder if my predecessor experienced times like these.
No doubt. Though I did not know King Edward the Benevolent personally, I understand he was a happy and astute man during his married life, before his wife passed away, that is. If I may be so bold, perhaps my lord is feeling that certain rooms in his castle are somewhat sparsely filled. The throne room, for example, and other rooms that serve but a single soul, like your dining room and your bed chambers.
Perhaps, but I do fear I've met no such candidates that would fill the rooms you have mentioned.
You should not lose heart, Your Majesty. If you pause to reflect for but a moment, you may see clearly what is hidden to others.
Intent.
You gaze into the mirror. The minister's words seem to echo in your head, if you pause to reflect for but a moment. Not that you've been doing much else lately. For many weeks now, you've been reflecting over the direction your life has taken. While Daventry has prospered under your wise leadership, so far your existence has been a dreadfully lonely one.
Gotta get
The
Graham my
mirror is
girlfriend.
changing. As you watch, you begin to see a series of images, though you struggle to fathom their meaning. You recognize the landscape. It is Kalima, a land not far from Daventry. You see the most beautiful woman you have ever set eyes upon. Somehow you can feel her sadness and her intense desire to leave that place. She is a prisoner in that tower.
Did you find what you were looking for, sire?
I require my ship ready for transport, Gervain. I shall be going on a trip presently.
Indeed. Where shall I tell the captain you'll be heading?
To Kalima. I have to find someone.
I see. Well, if you must go, it is my duty to ensure that you leave prepared. Arm yourself, sire. I hear Kalima is not the safe haven it once was.
Of course. I shall take the sword of the first king, as is my right.
A wise precaution, sire. And, if I may be so brash to ask, who might you be seeking?
If all goes well, my bride.
I haven't even met her yet. Think you're jumping the gun just a tiny bit, Graham.
Father,
Sister Agatha,
how may I be of service?
an opportunity has arisen, sister. I trust you still have your captive held securely away.
Of course.
A bit cruel keeping her locked away like that, do you not think?
No. How dare she flaunt her beauty in front of all to see? Her foolish male admirers see her and forget that I was the most beautiful of all in my day.
In
Right.
your own special way, you are still beautiful.
You devil!
That is not an unfair description.
Now, you mentioned a service, I believe.
Yes, the King of Daventry has advised his faithful minister that he shall be departing for Kalima presently. On a quest, you might say.
Really? What kind?
The kind that involves sticking his neck out to rescue a damsel in distress.
And what have I to do with his neck?
Put simply, my dear, sever it.
Ooh.
A day's journeying from Daventry has found you by the shores of Kalima. Your ship, the Grand Thithor, and its crew have deposited you and will return the day after tomorrow. Hopefully, this will give you enough time to locate and release the imprisoned woman you saw in the magic mirror.
Oh, there goes my boat. So we need to come down here. There's a net out there that we're gonna need, so to go swimming.
You need to swim closer to the net.
I am swimming closer.
You untangle the net from the pylon and take it with you.
Thank you. So I'm going to be doing this as efficiently as possible, but while still trying to get as much like extra story stuff by talking to the characters as much as I can, because they have some pretty interesting things to say. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go up and get this picket fence part.
One of the pickets has fallen loose from the rickety fence. The fallen picket feels reasonably sturdy and is pointed at one end. Believing that you may find a use for it, you retrieve it and carry it with you.
All right. Sure, I'll find a use for that. Up here, we're basically looking for essentially a little Red Riding Hood type character. There she is. Her name is Possum.
Repressing the urge to burst into song, you choose instead to quietly admire the area.
Yes, please don't burst into song.
Hello, who are you?
My name is Graham. What is yours?
Possum. That is what my grandma calls me. She is not at all well these days. I was collecting flowers for her, but now I cannot anymore.
Why is that?
My basket is missing. I looked everywhere for it. It must be around here somewhere.
I will keep my eye out for it.
Thank you, Graham.
And you basically gotta just look everywhere for it because it's placed randomly every game, so we can talk to her some more. She'll give us more information about the town and things like that. So
Excuse me, Possum?
Yes, Graham.
I was wondering, could you tell me anything about this land?
You mean Kalima? There is a town to the northeast, and a church not far south of that. Grandma and I live in a house near the beach. You should not enter the swamp to the north. It is said to be influenced by magic. Many have easily lost their way in there, and finding your way out again is difficult.
Thank you, Possum. Is there any way at all through this swamp?
I do not know, but I did see someone walking out of there not long ago. He was writing something in a book as he walked.
Who was that?
A monk from the church.
that'll be useful information.
You mentioned that your grandma is not well. What ails her?
I'm not sure, but I think it gives her sad dreams. While she sleeps, sometimes she talks out loud. Sometimes I listen to her. No, do not leave me, she says. At first, I thought she was speaking to me. I would go over to her, but she would not notice me. Then I realized it was a dream. I think she misses the person she talks to in her sleep. And then there's the scary dreams.
You mentioned that your grandma had scary dreams. What are these dreams about?
Bats.
Bats?
Yes, in her sleep, she screams with fright, as if a bat is chasing her, or she's being hurt by one. Then she'll say something like, "Blue light is the bat's true bane," over and over.
Blue light? What does she mean?
I have asked her this, but she just shakes her head and will not speak of it.
Thank you, Possum. I wish your grandma a swift recovery.
Thank you, Gran.
Another
I will
clue about
speak
a
of you to
puzzle,
her.
that blue light.
You have nothing more to say to Possum.
Okay, so we just have to keep an eye out for her basket. It could be pretty much anywhere. We're gonna have to catch this little duckling with our net.
Don't throw that into the lake. You walk into position and try to catch the baby bird.
Come on, little bird. We'll reunite you with your true family.
You throw the net over the pond, and the baby bird is caught unharmed.
There he is. It's basically like the ugly duckling, if you look at it.
It is a baby bird, and not a terribly pretty one at that.
I get a lemon from this tree. Of course, we have to pick one because the ones on the ground are like too gross
The
or
lemons
something.
on the ground are spoiled. You would do best to pick a fresh one from the nearby tree.
Yeah.
You reach out and pluck a large, juicy-looking lemon from the tree.
Tasty. Okay. So keep going. And of course, we have to watch out for, I think it's an enchanter and a dwarf. Either of them might try to uh, attack us. The dwarf will steal stuff from us, and the enchanter will try and turn us into something. Now we're just going to go to town. Okay, first we're going to look in this lovely
There is a
tree.
sizable hole in one of the trees. When you peer into the hole of the pine tree, you see a mallet lying there. You pick it up and take it with you.
This here, and there's actually like a person or something living inside of it.
Hey!
What? Who said that?
I did!
Huh?
I'm down here, in the hay!
Oh. Well, who are you?
My name is,
Yes?
I can't seem to remember.
Well then, what are you?
Oh, I'm
Yes?
can't seem to remember that either.
Well, what are you doing in this haystack?
That's easy. I was looking for,
You can't remember.
no. Sorry.
How long have you been in there?
Let's see. It couldn't be longer than,
Yes?
3, maybe 4 weeks?
Weeks?
Yep.
Pardon me for saying, but you sound as if you have a bit of a cold.
Yes. It's all this hay. It's giving me hay fever.
And maybe get out of the haystack? We'll deal with him later. We'll have to help him with his hay fever. Okay.
You see a man bending over the fountain. He appears to be trying to retrieve something from it.
Aha! Got him.
A tall statue of a man stands prominently at the entrance of town. It looks to have been placed here quite a number of years ago. The statue bears a plaque which reads, Count Kaldor, ruler and protector of Kolima.
Okay, so there's really only 2 places you can go in town. First thing we're gonna do though is talk to this merchant guy.
Repressing the herb.
Maybe. Let's get close enough. Hello.
Greetings, merchant.
Ah, to you, good day.
Oh my.
A visitor arrived new, no? A sense I possess for these things. Need you have for my wares of great specialty?
Perhaps, but first, I'm curious. Where did you come by such a pumpkin?
Eyes quite keen, nephew. Indeed, a specimen unique it is.
Where is its
Be
mother?
quiet.
The gift of speech among plants so rare, yes?
Quite so. Are you planning to sell it?
Sell? Never would I sell such a thing as this.
It'll make me incredibly rich.
I mean, entrusted it was to my care. Watch over it, I must.
Mama! Take me back to my mama!
Forget it. I'm not taking you back to that patch. So pipe down.
Pardon?
Ah, of importance I speak not. Trouble to your ears I meant none.
Right. So obviously we're gonna end up having to rescue the baby pumpkin.
There appears to be a sign on the door, but you need to get...
Is that close enough?
The door is plain and has a mail slot. It also has a sign posted on it. You read it.
Family of the deceased wishes to thank all who have expressed their condolences over the passing of their loved one. Frederick enjoyed life and literature and had an ever-present, if sometimes wicked, sense of humor. May his soul be at peace in the realm of the dead, and may its Lord judge him worthy of eternal happiness.
You also notice something sticking out from under the door.
Alright, so we're going to need to get what is sticking out from under the door. I'm gonna go ahead and save my game. Use the fence picket here on the door.
A stab in the dark. Making sure that no one is watching, you slide the wooden picket under the door and draw out what appears to be a letter.
And then we can open it.
You open the letter and read it. Dear applicant, please find enclosed the library membership card to which you are now entitled. The 5-year application process has concluded, and we are
5
pleased to
years?
inform you that your status as a member of the town library is confirmed. Welcome to an exclusive group of patrons. Yours sincerely, Town Librarian. P.S. Please sign your name on the card to ensure validation.
Let's go to the library then. Hello.
May I help you?
Yes, I was hoping to enrich my knowledge of this fair land by way of perusing your historical texts.
My, that was well put.
No.
Not terribly effective, though.
Pardon me, perhaps I was not clear?
You were.
Then may I?
No.
Why can't I?
You are not a member.
Well then, can I become a member?
No.
Why can I not become a member?
We already have far too many members. It's difficult to keep track of everything.
How many members are there?
2.
2.
If I may inquire, Who are your two members?
You may not. Neither the Count of Kalima nor the elderly gentleman who lives next door would approve of my divulging that information to you.
Ah, thank you anyway. You mentioned that the Count of Kalima is a member of this library.
Yes.
Have you seen him recently?
The librarian looks at you strangely.
No.
Okay.
Is there any way I might meet the Count?
Yes.
How?
Die.
I would have to die to meet the Count?
Depends.
On what?
Your importance.
And if I am important?
Then you might be fortunate enough to be buried on his estate.
Who is buried on the Count's estate?
Counts.
Aha, past Counts, of course. Anyone else?
Yes.
Who?
Him.
Pardon? Do you mean the Count is dead?
The librarian decides to avoid your gaze and seems disinclined to speak further with you on the subject.
Okay. So now we can show our library card.
Will you accept this?
No.
Why not?
It has not been signed.
Okay, so we basically need to use this quill, but we have to wait till she looks away. She'll look to the left, and when she does, then we'll use it to sign it. There she goes.
You quickly grab the quill while the librarian isn't looking and sign your name on the blank library card. You replace the quill before the librarian notices it missing.
And then we can show it to her.
Will you accept this?
Yes. You are younger than I expected.
I eat well and get a lot of exercise.
I see.
So, what do I do now?
Borrow.
You mean I can take books from this library?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
could you recommend a good book?
There.
This book is entitled Kalima, Perfect One Day, Better the Next. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
If you are considering traveling to the wondrous land of Kalima, then you should be congratulated on your timing, for indeed it has changed much since the creation many years ago. The very occasional earthquake has altered the land to the east somewhat, creating deep chasms near the mountainside. The changing ocean levels in this region have caused an alteration in the shape of the coastline and, of course, the people themselves have relocated from where they once lived. Most now reside in the town, which is nestled in the safety of the mountains. A wise decision, for more than a few have claimed to hear the sounds of howling at night, a sign that many wild animals have moved into the Weirwood Forest in recent times. As a result, few venture past the town gates, especially after dark. This isolation and the relative scarcity of people throughout most of the realm has made Kalima a haven for the tourist who wishes to soak up the natural atmosphere of the land. It has also made a significant convenience for those who have settled in Kalima, far from the town, and wish to maintain their privacy to pursue their own ambitions in peace. The realm of Kalima is a wondrous land of beauty and, for the adventurous among you, danger. See also Guidebook to the Land of the Green Isles. That's a reference to King's Quest VI because it takes place in the Land of the Green Isles. So now we can leave, but we will end up coming back here several times to read more books. We're going to go find the pumpkin patch and talk to the mother pumpkin about her poor stolen baby.
You look for a nice, large pumpkin to take from the patch.
Hey, watch it!
Oh, sorry. I was not aware you could talk.
Likewise. Anyway, be careful where you're treading. You're spoiling the good soil by standing so close. And I got 8 kids to feed.
You glance at the smaller pumpkins. These must be her children.
I only count 7.
Yeah, well, I had 8. Then some strange man who spoke even stranger came by. He claimed to be a
Horticulturist?
Claimed to know a bit about plants. I let him take a look at my little darlings. Anyway, before I knew it, he'd gone and pinched one of my babies. Took off towards the town, he did. Of all the nerve. Just because we're plants doesn't mean we don't deserve any respect.
I am sure that is true. Pardon me for asking, but how did you come by the ability to talk?
With a question like that, I might ask you the same.
I was only...
I don't take it personal. That old witch Agatha cast a spell on me so I could guard her precious possessions.
Hagatha?
Yeah, she's the old bag who lives in that cave to the west. You know her type. Green warts, pointed ears, cannibalistic, doesn't put her trash out. Just your stereotypical evil old crown.
She sounds pleasant. You mentioned something about guarding Hagatha's precious possessions.
Yeah,
At
it's like
least
some of
what
those.
she considers precious. I reckon they're anything but. Mind you, I have my doubts about Hagatha's legitimate ownership of this stuff, if you know what I mean.
What sorts of items does Hagatha wish you to guard?
Oh, the usual vanities. All useless in my opinion. But what would I know?
The mother pumpkin looks distressed. You decide not to interrupt her at the moment.
Okay, so now we're going to work on freeing her baby. This is where the dwarf lives. We'll end up going in there eventually, but no need to do it quite yet. As you can see, there's some coins just conveniently placed here. It's a trap, clearly. See?
Oh no, you've been caught in a trap. Whoever set it will probably return soon.
Ah, marvelous. What a catch. I feel like a bit of target practice.
Okay, so we'll need our sword, and then we need to cut this rope right here. There we go. So now we can take the gold, quote unquote.
As you pick up the gold coins, they suddenly turn dark. Now they resemble ordinary metal. Wait a minute. This isn't gold. It's fool's gold.
Yep. So he was tricking people so that he could steal their possessions and probably kill them or something. Who knows? Okay, so now we'll go back to the square and we will trick the merchant and steal the pumpkin. Sometimes he gets all like turned around, you just keep clicking and he just does not want to go where you tell him to go. Okay, so like we saw him earlier, he was looking in the fountain for coins. Well, that's how we're gonna trick him. But we're gonna have to do this quickly, so it's a good idea to save.
The fool's gold again shines the instant the coins leave your hand. You have entered the town of Kalima. What a charming place. Residents, farmers, and merchants make their way to and fro along the paths. A statue has been erected here, and many stores line the road to the east and north. Two buildings in particular catch your attention: the antique shop and the town library.
Three coins in the fountain.
What? Let me see.
Okay, well, he's over there doing that. We're gonna take the baby and get out of here. Get back to its mother. I have your baby. Looks very sad. Here, have a baby.
My baby! Mama! Thank you,
Graham.
Thank you, Graham. Here, take this. Maybe this useless trinket of Haggadis will be of some use to you. Serves you right for not enabling me to protect my kids.
The pumpkin hands you a gold brooch with a beautiful blue sapphire.
So we can talk to her again, because she'll want something else.
Is there anything more I can do for you?
Me thirsty, Mama. Now that you mention it, my baby is feeling a bit poorly. After all, living in a bowl ain't too good for your health, you know.
No, I did not know that. What would make your baby feel better?
Fresh water, naturally.
Of course.
Not too sweet, though. In fact, the more bitter, the better. My children are very particular about what they drink.
I will see what I can do.
Okay, so now we gotta go get water for her baby. Still haven't seen Possum's basket, so...
You have run into an evil enchanter. Get out of here fast before he turns you into something.
Fortunately, you get a warning when he shows up. Okay, so now we're at this little spring. We're going to use the bowl that the baby pumpkin was in and get some water.
You fill the bowl with the fresh spring water.
Okay, but the mama said it can't be too sweet, so we need to make it bitter, and we're going to use the lemon to do that.
After using your sword to cut the lemon's surface, you squeeze some of its juice into the bowl. Then you discard the lemon.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go back this way. Oh, there's our basket.
You take the basket.
Yay. Okay. And we'll put this on the little baby.
You pour the bitter water over the baby pumpkin. It seems to like that.
Thank you again, Graham. Here, take this.
The pumpkin reaches into her head and pulls out a candle, which she then hands to you.
That thing has been jammed in my head for as long as I can remember. I know it ain't much,
but maybe you'll find some use for it.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. Besides, it's really hard for me to sleep with that thing lit up inside my head all night.
I would imagine so.
A word of warning. Agatha has been talking about you. I heard her mention your name while she was muttering to herself. She does that when she's inspected her valuables. Anyway, I'd stay clear out of her way if I were you.
I appreciate the advice. Will Hagatha not be angered when she discovers you've given your candle away?
What's she gonna do? Turn me into a pumpkin?
Good point.
Besides, I could just blame the dwarf. He's earned himself a bad reputation from the day he moved here. Pity no one can catch him, not even Hagatha.
If I may ask...
Appreciate all you've done, Graham, but I want to spend some quality time with my children. Now be a good boy and run some other errand.
Okay, so we're going to head back to Possum to give her basket, but we're going to do this thing with the swans on the way. So we're going to put the little baby bird in the pond because it's obviously a swan.
You release the little bird into the pond.
Then it drops a little feather here that we will pick up. We'll need it later for a spell we have to do.
You pick up the white feather and put it carefully away.
Go ahead and get her basket loaded. I get this cave. Obviously, we don't really want to hang around here. But we will end up having to go in there later. Here you go, Possum.
You hand the basket to Possum.
Thank you, kind sir. Please take this flower. I'm afraid it's all I have to give you.
It is more than enough. I notice that you have picked only yellow flowers.
Of course. Is it not customary for one to pick yellow flowers for another who's gravely ill?
Certainly it is. I'm sorry to hear about your grandma, Possum.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, so she gave us a flower, which we will need later. So now we are going to go look for the bridge so that we can go over and see the Door of Destiny. That's Granny's cottage there. We'll end up in there eventually as well. Okay. This should be the bridge. Yes. Okay, you're definitely going to want to save before you cross it because you can fall off. Even when it doesn't look like you should fall off, you can. All right, there we go. Now we're across. And we're going to go over here and talk to this.
Incredible. The door you have discovered has taken on the appearance of a face. It is silent, however, and almost seems to be waiting for something.
Hi?
Greetings. I am King Graham of Daventry. Would you, by any chance, know of the way to a strange island on which stands a quartz tower in which a beautiful woman is being held captive?
You feel more than a little foolish. Surely a door, even one with a face, would neither hear nor understand you.
I am the door of destiny. I am sought out by many, found by few, and opened by none so far. For indeed, only once can I be opened. Such is the magic that I am. Through me will you find the destiny you seek, if you can but perform a task.
Anything!
You feel intense exuberance that you have come so close to your goal in such a short time.
Not even close.
You must bring me the gems of nature.
I beg your pardon?
The stone door rumbles from deep within. For a time, it says nothing. And then...
Gems of 3 I ask of thee to fetch, collect, and bring to me. In water shall you find the first, though not the type to quench your thirst.
Or the sea.
Spy the second, high in the sky. With wings or no, thou still must fly. Through swampy mire, so it is heard, in lone dark castle lies the third. Should you succeed, my noble king, to your fair maiden I will bring. I warn you though, you should beware. A danger cloaked awaits you there.
Without
Okay.
warning, the stony face falls silent. As you watch, it gradually smooths out to become the mountainside face once more. You notice that, within the door, 3 shallow indentations have sunk into the rock's surface. Presumably, the 3 gems of nature must fit here. Now all you have to do is find them. How did that poem go again?
Gotta carefully cross the bridge again. There's a flyer here. Go ahead and grab that.
The paper is torn and dirty. It looks like a flyer of some sort. You smooth out the torn and tattered paper and read, "Curios I have, to the town do come, awaiting I am."
Okay. So I guess it's for the antique store, I suppose. All right.
You have run into an evil enchanter. Get out of here fast before he turns you into something.
Go away. Okay. So, there's a log here.
This large fallen log is all that remains of a once grand tree. You peer into the depths of the dark hole. As luck would have it, you discover a beautiful set of earrings hidden inside. Each one is laced with glittering diamonds and contains a lovely blue sapphire stone in the center. Perhaps someone stashed them here. At any rate, you take them into your possession.
That's for my future bride, I suppose. I mean, Granny's house. We're gonna peek in her mailbox. There's actually a little funny comment about mailboxes.
It is a mailbox. This is the first time you have ever set eyes upon one, which isn't surprising. The postal system won't be invented for another few centuries to come. The residents of this land must either possess clairvoyance or just simply be ahead of their time. You open the mailbox. Inside there is, incredibly, a letter addressed to the resident. You decide to leave it in there. A card has been dropped in it also. You read it.
Have you been missing church services lately? How long a while since your last confession? There's still time yet to repent your sins before the final hour. Come to the Church of Kolima to pray for your own salvation or just make a donation. Put your faith back into the church and walk the path that has been laid down before you. Hours from dusk till dawn. Okay, so the church is only open at night.
You replace
It's
the
not
card
creepy.
and close the mailbox.
Okay, well, we are gonna keep going then. Mermaid here, we're gonna end up talking to her later, but not quite yet, so.
Oh no, you have startled the mermaid.
There's a log here. Turn it.
You look under the log and discover a clam lying beneath it. You pick it up.
Okay. I'm gonna open the clam.
You open the clam and discover, to your surprise, a dazzling pearl.
Okay, so now we need to go back to town.
Greetings again, merchant.
Yes, many greetings. Need you have now for my wares of great specialty?
What wares do you sell, good merchant?
For yourself, behold them.
You look over the merchant's wares of great specialty and quickly reevaluate them as junk.
You seem to have quite a selection of, well, quite a selection.
A keen eye have you. In an item or two provoke interest, I might?
A daunting task. Rather, by all means.
This I have.
You appraise the object he holds up to you. It is a simple shell, intricately fashioned into the shape of a comb. The workmanship is unlike anything you have ever seen.
Fascinating. Where did you find such a thing?
Oh, old it is. From ancient times descends. Valuable, without question. Royal property, former, to be sure.
You consider his story. Then you begin wondering which beach he found it on. Repressing the urge to
No, I don't want to burst into song.
Repressing the
Oh my god.
I still wish I had an owl to keep me company.
That's a reference to King's Quest V.
If I were to, say, purchase the shell, what would it cost?
A trifle would you expend. 7 golds.
I fear that I did not bring any money.
Curiosity, I find, in one who travels but with nothing to barter brings.
Yeah.
Good point. Repressing the urge to
Oh, come on. Just talk. Ugh.
Might you trade the shell comb for something?
The merchant ponders over this for a moment.
Of value, many things are. Of fancy, only one I have.
And that is?
Pearls.
So we'll give him this and get the shell comb.
Would you be interested in this pearl?
Indeed, I would. In return, the shell I present to you. May you be always groomed well.
The merchant grabs the pearl and tosses the shell comb to you. Then he saunters off. History will decide how greatly you were just swindled.
Oh, what a beauty. This'll be worth a fortune back home.
This horse must have skipped lunch.
I guess so. Alright, we need to go get another book from the librarian.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
There!
Thanks. Much appreciated.
This book is entitled Way Below Your League, a look at sentient aquatic life. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
Wish to explore the sea? Good luck. Even the most accomplished swimmers cannot swim very far before they tire or are pulled underwater by the currents. Even with a ship, it is difficult to properly explore beneath the surface without some means of breathing underwater. Truly, only the mer people have ever been known to offer aid in this regard, though the relationship between land dwellers and their marine counterparts has been somewhat strained over the years. It is said that the mer people can, in particular, their leader King Neptune, can appraise an individual quite accurately. In fact, they seem to possess a natural ability to sense whether a person intends hostility toward them or not. Fortunately for the would-be adventurer to their underwater kingdom, they are a peaceful people not prone to unwarranted acts of violence. The mer people's nature is in sharp contrast to that of their neighbors, the Sharkies, who live in seclusion in the deeper, darker waters of the ocean. Little is known about them except that they are fearsome to behold and do not take kindly to visitors. They are rumored to be excessively xenophobic and hence have avoided contact with most of the outside world. It can be assumed that trespassers into their territory would be dealt with swiftly and harshly. Oh, lovely. Okay, so now we're gonna head back to the mermaid. Okay, so when you get to the scene or the area with the mermaid, wherever you stop when you enter, you don't want to move past that point or it'll startle her and she'll swim away. So we basically just need to stay right there. But I think this is a good place to stop for this episode. Next time we will start going for the water gem under the sea. If you're enjoying the videos, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot and it's very much appreciated. Thanks, guys.